Alright, this is Malice here with Do Androids Dance, and I have Pretty Low here, all the way from LA. We are doing a video chat to discuss her newest EP. So, first off, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm great. Wanted to talk to you.
From the itis.
From where? Oh, recovering from the itis.
The itis. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to go get another cup of coffee here in a minute, so dragging here today. But yeah, I wanted to kind of, do this interview so people could get to know you as an artist. Wanted to know, like, how did you get started in music?
I got started in music really young. I learned to play piano when I was in elementary school, and in middle school I was a band geek.
Yeah.
I played flute and piccolo.
Oh, nice.
And in college I kind of learned how to play guitar, and then I dropped out of college when I found DJing. It was just my passion, and from DJing I got into producing, and that's pretty much it.
Awesome. So what are some of the artists that like influenced you to get started with DJing and producing?
Well, actually, my best friend at the time, David, he DJ'd, and he was a really, really big influence on me to get off the ground and start running, and to take the step to like get a controller. At the time, I had a controller.
Yeah.
To get a controller and just take the steps and do it. You know, as far as big artists, Diplo has always been my biggest. I guess, like, as much as, like, what I want to sound like.
Yeah.
And as far as, like, mix downs and stuff, and, like, actually, like, style, Dismantle was a huge influence of mine. I love that whole carnival, four-on-the-floor style.
Yeah.
That's, like, my shit.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Very cool. And as far as, like, producing, like, what do you use to produce music?
I'm on Ableton.
Okay.
Right now.
Yes.
Yeah. I use, Massive and Silent and all that good stuff.
Awesome.
I would love to learn go to Logic one day.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit of a lazy producer, and I love the DAW that I know. So.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Trust me.
Far, yeah.
And what is your approach when you are making music? Do you sit down and say, okay, I'm gonna make a trap song, or do you kind of like sit down and experiment with Massive or Silent or what have you, and kind of go from there?
I try to not go by a genre, and I try to not like find a song and then try to be like that.
Yeah.
But I do get inspiration from different things around me and different songs that I've heard, and kind of sit down and go from there, because I guess my goal is I always have like a couple different I guess you could say like genres in mind, and then I always want to put them together.
Okay.
So I try to make sure to never like I never want to make a trap song.
Yeah.
And I never want to make like a song, even though of course they could come out somewhere and you can define it however you want.
Yeah.
But I guess when I sit down, I kind of take all my experiences and all the tunes that I'm really digging at the time, and they kind of all just like collide in my head.
Yeah.
And I kind of regurgitate them like in my own flavor.
Okay. Cool. Very cool. And what motivated you, and like what is the message you're trying to convey with your Unsmokeable EP?
The Unsmokeable EP has a lot to do with like standing your own ground and having balls, I guess, like in the industry, and just like being independent in that way. Cause,
yeah.
Like, I went on my first like big tour this year, and I got to like play with all these awesome artists and do all these great things that I had been wanting to do for years, you know? And
yeah.
I really got to know the industry better. And it's just as shady as everyone thinks it is. But at the same time, it's not. You know, there's fairness to it, there's shadiness to it. But a lot of it is like, I wouldn't say intimidation, but a lot of it is like standing your ground and like being that like big, strong person. And so that's kind of what Unsmokeable is. It's like, hey, like, I'm strong, I'm independent, I can do this.
Yes. And
you can't smoke me, like, I'm unsmokeable, you know?
Yeah, I love it. And I definitely got that vibe from your track, The Industry, which is just, it's hard as fuck. I love it. I love it.
Thanks.
And
thanks, I appreciate it.
I feel like you really convey the message of standing your ground and being tough with that song. So I really definitely be adding that one to my crate to play out, so...
Yeah.
Is there anyone out there that you would just like love to collaborate with?
There's a couple people. One, the biggest producer that I've been wanting to collaborate with lately is Starkey, just because I'm so into his sound, and I just think that we could make crazy music together.
Yeah.
And as far as like vocalists, Iggy Azalea would be sick, just because she's like a really strong vocalist, lyricist, whatever.
I agree.
In trap, and oh my god, that would be amazing.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely someone I'd love to work with as well. What advice would you give to any aspiring DJs and producers out there? Like, what advice would you give?
My only advice would be to stop giving a shit what everyone else thinks and just do it.
Absolutely.
Because I did that for a while when I started. I just thought that, oh, well, if I'm just like, friends with this person, then maybe they can help me and da-da-da-da-da. But maybe if I just change this tune, like, maybe they'll like it and sign it or whatever. But once I stopped, like, caring about that stuff, and I really just, like, did it for me, and I realized, like, hey, if I don't know how to do this, like, I can teach myself. Once I started doing that, I was so free, and I could do anything, and no one could define my career, and no one could define anything, and, maybe it takes a tiny bit longer, but then 6 months down the line, you can look back and be like, damn, I did all that all by myself, and it's just such a powerful thing. Like, that's what I would suggest to everyone, is just stop giving a shit about, like, the box and, like, what you're supposed to sound like and all that stuff, because if you worry about that, you're just going to be like everyone else anyway. So.
Yeah, very true. Very true. I like that a lot. What's the craziest, most memorable moment you've had so far in your career?
Most memorable moment? I guess it would be in March of this year. I played in Hawaii this festival with Excision and Infected Mushroom, DJ Muggs. Brills was supposed to be there, but he missed his flight. So I got a little bit of... Yeah, I know, bummer, but I got to play a little bit of a later time slot, so that was kind of cool.
Nice.
It was my first time playing on with just USBs. Usually I would play with Serato or a controller, but I'd use just flash drives. And I got up there and I realized how much I should have practiced more. It just seemed a little sketchy, and it was the biggest festival I had played for. There were I think there were 1,500 people there, which was it was pretty big for me. And I got on stage and I channeled this crazy energy and this crazy power, and I dropped my first tune that I ever made. And there's this space in between it. There's 2 bars of space or something of silence.
Yeah.
Right before the drop, and in that 2 bars of silence, everyone just raised their hand and was screaming, going fucking crazy. They were literally losing their heads, and it was such a fucking powerful moment.
Yeah. Just
for everyone to just vibing off your track so hard and just hearing it really loud and seeing all the kids just bounce to it. I'll never ever forget it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And that's something I feel like it's something you grow addicted to, and you just want more and more and more, and you want to keep going. So
yeah,
I'm glad you experienced that and you're sharing that. That's awesome. Do you have any upcoming gigs where people can catch you spin? Or any other upcoming events or anything that you'd like to plug out there?
Well, on New Year's, I'll be going back to Hawaii to play for Slow and Low, which is a dubstep trap monthly, I believe, that they're starting out there. And
awesome.
It's on 3 different islands: Oahu, Maui, and the Big Island.
Nice.
Yeah, it'll be really great. So I'm playing there around that time. If you guys are any of you guys in the 808, shout out to the 808, by the way.
Nice.
So yeah.
Nice. Very cool.
So far, that's it.
Awesome. And so yeah, check her out in Hawaii. Her new Unsmokeable EP is dope as fuck. You guys be sure to check it out. And thank you so much for taking a couple minutes to chat with me. Absolutely. And yeah,
thanks for Do Androids Dance. All the love you guys give is really helpful and supportive, and you guys are always posting dope shit that I always download music from you guys anyway.
Sweet. So. Thank you. We'd love to hear that.
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
You right to Cal and it will never steer you wrong. And all you bitch ass niggas in the industry, your careers won't be lasting long.
10 points counts.